Hello and welcome to In Case You Missed It this last week in healthcare. So, we got the same major issue we've had, these subsidies, the extended subsidies. We know the shutdown was lifted and the subsidies were left out of the bargain, but there is a December 11th deadline for a vote. Senator John Thune of South Dakota, the majority leader, put that into the reopening of the government deal. So December 11th, they've already agreed they're going to have a vote on extending subsidies. Trump has made it very clear he wants a deal done, has made no other details clear. There has been a lot of speculation, and some of it verified from Trump, that he wants to see these subsidies going into health savings accounts where people can use these funds to pay for expenses, not premiums. He doesn't want these dollars going to the insurance companies. Ultimately, they're all going there anyway. So, kind of unusual what's going to happen here. Not sure how this is all going to play out. You're having a lot of division within the Republican Party. Vulnerable Republicans don't want to go home and ask for votes while looking people in the eye, and they've got 75% increases, whereas some of the other Republicans are happy to sit on the sidelines because they can't go home to their constituency and say they voted for anything that supports Obamacare. So we're going to see really how this happens. Democrats are very together on this. Republicans are starting to splinter. There is a feeling that we need something to happen. We can't have people having these huge increases. But then again, they've already counted the savings as part of the one beautiful bill. So more to come on this. Looks like about a week from now, we'll have more action on it. Speaking of healthcare prices, I got a new term for you. Sounds like an old one, but it's a new one. Farm to table, but not FARM to table. It's PHARM, like pharma, pharmacy to table. Farm to table is a new promise. Is it promising or is it performative? This is where you have drug manufacturers going straight to consumer with discounted prices on prescription drugs. Number of reasons why this feels great, but there are also a number of reasons why it's not going to have a lot of effect. Number one, people have health insurance that have copays and co-insurance, and most Americans having those copays brings the price of that prescription drug much lower than the discounted direct-to-consumer rate. Number two, the cash pay prices that will be available to consumers are going to still be relatively high and maybe higher than most people can afford. What we've seen historically is specialty drugs priced at $100 or greater have a 75% abandonment rating, meaning that when prices of these drugs get high, there is abandonment of taking the drug. So 3/4 of people are not even picking up these drugs when those prices go over $100. So that's going to be a problem. Number three, only a limited number of medicines are going to be available in this. They're making a big stink out of this. Of course, lots of press around all of it, but Pfizer's only bringing 5 of its branded medications to market and AstraZeneca just 4. So very limited numbers of drugs that are be hitting the market in this direct to consumer way. And then, of course, there's going to be pushback from clinicians, from legislators, where you've got big pharma advertising direct to consumer saying, take our drugs. And you've got a relatively uneducated public. Of course, they're uneducated. They're not doctors, going to their doctors and going to their providers saying, I want this drug because they saw it on TV. So some promising parts of it, but it might be performative. Sticking with prescription drugs and specialty drugs, there is a slew of new specialty medications hitting the market in the next couple of months, about 330 new ones, lots of biologics, gene therapies, new GLP-1s, those are all coming. These new waves are not incremental growth on past ones. They are major breakthroughs, which is good on some levels and also problematic on others. These new gene therapies targeting rare diseases can have as much of a $6,000 per year to a $3.2 million per year per person cost. So this is going to put additional upward pressure on prescription drug plan pricing, which is going to put upward pressure on what we see these insurance policies cost on a monthly and annual basis. RFK Jr. is back in the news. His panel has recommended that we eliminate the mandatory hepatitis B shot for all newborns and instead give it to just the people whose mothers have shown that they are susceptible or have hepatitis B. This still needs to have CDC approval, which is not necessarily an automatic. there has been a lot of calls for the CDC to not go along with this recommendation. And lastly, Governor Newsom in California has got a new enemy, a very popular one. Halle Berry has recently slammed Governor Newsom for vetoing for the second time in a row an act called the Menopause Care Equity Act in California in 2024 and 2025. It was passed, it landed on his desk, and he vetoed it. The act would guarantee that healthcare services or health insurance policies cover outpatient prescription drugs that provide coverage for and evaluation treatment options for perimenopause and menopause symptoms. So she is not very happy. She said specifically this should disqualify him from being the next president, and then followed that up to say it's okay. He won't be the governor there forever. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next week.